And now we'd like to give some thought to the character of this beautiful dance, the slow foxtrot. Now, whenever we feel we're in the mood for a dance, it's very, very important because we have to show that feeling in what we're doing. Now, in the slow foxtrot, we have a beautiful action of swing and a wonderful feeling of body flight. We must always feel that we are using our standing leg, our action leg, to produce this action of body flight. But I think, to coin a phrase, I would say that generally, in a slow foxtrot, I am flying through the air with the greatest of ease. So I want to make this action look beautiful, and I also want to make it work with the music. Don't forget, as we dance slow foxtrot, it's 4 beats to the bar, 4/4 timing, and we want to accent the right beats. We feel through dancing and through action, we accent, of course, the first beat. The first beat is always very strong. But also, through our musical interpretation, we like to accent the third beat. And generally, this is done by compressing into the floor to create the power of movement across the floor. Now, if I could give you a simple thought and a simple exercise for you to try before you attempt the slow foxtrot, I would like to explain a feeling of a swinging leg. Now, when we dance slow foxtrot, we have, of course, a moving leg and a standing leg, an action leg. But I want to try and point out, it's very, very important that from the hip, we have a moving leg that can swing very freely backwards and forwards. The right leg and also the left leg. This is a feeling of swing and continuity. Another thing that I'd like to make quite clear when I dance slow foxtrot is that both my legs are hanging softly. Remember the waltz video when we spoke about the posture and the balance and the weight being over the ball of foot? This is evident especially in the swing dance because we're moving across the floor, sometimes between our feet and usually past our feet, but we must still keep this point of balance and the feeling of the weight over the foot. Let's take, for example, a moving action. Now, I want to create the character of this dance, and I want to feel that my weight is preparing to swing forwards. Again, I'm using my standing leg. In this instance, my left leg. I'm lowering in from the top through my shoulders and feeling the lowering into my ankle, my standing leg and ankle. From here, I have a certain amount of rotation through the standing leg, but at the same time as all this is happening, my right leg is swinging from this fixed point of the hip. At the same time, I'm feeling the rotation through my standing leg. So the power of this lowering action and rotation and the usage of the swing produces the movement of the body over and across the foot. So I use the foot, and I feel almost like I'm being pulled over the feet. The feeling should always be a feeling that you're not bending down and you're not rising up. Through compression, through rotation, and through swing, the action takes care of itself. I like to feel that I'm gliding across the floor, slowly rising on a little bit of a gradient. I'm not popping up and I'm not dropping down. And this, of course, cannot be done without tremendous usage of ankles and knees. So I think as we move through the groups and figures, we'll show you how we can use this action to create the character of the dance.
The next greatest difference in the foxtrot to the other dances, particularly the waltz, is the fact that we don't close our feet in the foxtrot. Generally, at the end of each bar of music, the feet are passing. Consequently, many times we've got outside partner steps. So I'd like to take this opportunity to explain a little bit about the use of centering to keep our bodies together when we're passing our feet so that we keep a good connection to our partner. Now, to explain the center a little bit, we always have an image that the center of our bodies is like a big eye. So I've got a big eye in my center, and Marcus has a big eye in the center of his body. And this eye is always looking towards Marcus's eye. That's the most sensitive idea that we have of centering. We're not in front of each other directly, we're offset. So if this is Marcus's front here and my front here, we're only looking towards each other. And it's very sensitive. We're not in front of each other. So it's this usage of body turn and centering towards each other that enables us to pass our feet and step outside partner very comfortably. At the same time in the foxtrot, because of the passing of the feet, and as Marcus said, we don't really want to show a rise and fall. Of course, we're using heels and toes, and we're lowering and rising, but we're absorbing the rise and fall. So we don't see, in the head position, we don't want to see any gradient of rise and fall, because the lady has no foot rise in this dance. The rise is only felt in the body. I don't want to see it in the head. Subsequently, on all my backward steps, as lady, I will be releasing my toe to absorb that body rise. If I didn't, I would rise up on 2 toes. So again, there's a lot of discipline and usage of foot and ankle action to release that. We'll be going through this in great detail when we break down every individual step. I'd like to show you the use of centering with Marcus just a little bit here. So remembering, as we broke down in our waltz tape, the idea that my right front and Marcus's right front are connecting, that my right hip is higher than my left hip. As I come in towards Marcus, I'm turning my center to look towards his center. If I do it too much, so my center is actually on Marcus's center, then my posture is towards him. I haven't got the curve in my own window. If I show you that from the back view, if I over-center, I'm looking towards Marcus. If I have no idea of center, then I would be looking away. So the combination of perfect centering in my standing position is very important. And obviously, as I'm taking my steps, I have to try to complete and to keep that connection throughout. And we'll try to show you that a little bit later.